Hola and welcome to Slowpoke Travel. This video is going to be about our groceries and what we're spending on groceries here in San Miguel de Allende. Just to give you some idea of what you might spend if you were to come and spend some time here. There's a large expat community in San Miguel de Allende. It is maybe not as inexpensive as you might think when you think of Mexico. And I'll put up some information right here, and this is Camera Girl put this together. This is just some budget information from the last 4 weeks, and you can see at the very bottom she's got our total grocery costs, which is, for the month $368. But as you can see, we spent about $900 on eating out and snacks and coffees and pastries and whatnot. We could definitely spend less if we were to eat more street food, but we could easily spend more because there's a lot of pricier places than what we're regularly frequenting. And as far as the groceries go, this is kind of what we spend mostly for produce and vegetables and things that are a little harder to find eating out. You can look here on week number 4, you can see that's a lot more than the previous weeks because we went to a big box store and we spent a lot of money there on some non-perishable stuff because we just started a house sitting, so we went ahead and went to a big box store and bought a bunch of stuff and then Ubered it home. But otherwise, we're shopping at small tiendas and well, I'll show you. I'll put up some receipts and I'll unpack some bags and show you what we got and how much we paid for it. And so hopefully there'll be some information here that'll be of interest. But if you're thinking about coming to San Miguel de Allende, hopefully this vid will give you some idea of what you can expect to spend on groceries if you're living a lifestyle similar to what we're living. It's a habit I have every Wednesday to go out for the 2 chicken special, which is 2 rotisserie chickens. And usually if you don't tell them, they'll cut them up. They'll pull out a pair of scissors and chop them up. But I like them whole so that I can skin them. And then usually they give you 1 bag of this slaw mix, which is cabbage and jalapenos. This time they gave me 2. She asked me if I wanted 2, and I said, of course. And then I went by Gill's and picked up a couple of groceries real quick. They didn't have any avocados that looked like something I'd want to spend money on, but I got a couple of scones and I got a head of broccoli. They give you a lot of stem with this broccoli, but we use the stem. And then, just for something different, we've been enjoying beet salads and beets around town in the restaurantes, so I thought I'd get a beet. And then, of course, we've been eating the heck out of jalapenos. And so I got these veggies here for 93 pesos. And my chickens, they give you a hint of potatoes as well. So if you want a lot of potatoes, it's not going to work for you. But if you want a hint of potatoes, it's just perfect.
You got a tall haul, Buck.
You can't talk. You're not mic'd up. Do you want to be mic'd up?
Nope.
You're listening to our podcast, the Slowpoke Travel Podcast. We hope you enjoy our podcast. The podcast starts right now. Slowpoke Travel Podcast with Buck and Camera Girl. Ta-da!
We've been here for a couple of months now, and we've shopped around at quite a few different places. Although we've been kind of going back to the same little market lately. And today we actually went to the most spectacular grocery store ever. Certainly, it's one of the nicer grocery stores that we've ever shopped in. And it's right here in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. There's all kinds of little tiendas, all kinds of mercados, all kinds of places. People turn their living room into just a little shop. You'll be walking down the street and somebody will have their door open and it'll look like a little store. There's abarrotes, tiendas, supermercados, mercado, all kinds of places. But today we decided to make a big haul because we are starting a house and we're going to be here for a few months. So we went out and we bought some big things that we don't want to carry. When we're going out and we're buying our day-to-day stuff, we just get our fruits and vegetables very close to where we're living. Our eggs, we just get them around the corner. You can get all of that stuff super easily. It's very walkable in most of the places, most of the areas that we've been in San Miguel de Allende. You could live easily without a car and just walk around to the end of the street or around a corner or a few blocks and find pretty much everything you need. But since we are house sitting, we're going to be here for a few months, we did this big haul at the fancy market. We decided, well, we'll go get our big things and then we'll just bring an Uber home. So I'm going to go over how much some of that stuff costs. And San Miguel de Allende is kind of close to a lot of the costs that we experienced in the United States. In fact, we got some fish today, and it's one of the most expensive things that I've ever bought in Mexico. In fact, this bill here, what is this here? I don't even know what is that? That's a Mexican number that's so big I can't even say it. 2,790. I don't know.
Buku.
No matter how you say it, it comes up to like $165. So I'll go over some of the costs and I'll put them in U.S. dollars so that you can see that it's not cheap. Like we got paper towels. Hopefully this will last the couple months that we're here. And these paper towels cost this much for a roll. Ding. Toilet paper. In the comments, people have been telling us that we're full of shit. And look, I believe them. We really don't use that much toilet paper. Because in Mexico, you have to be mindful of flushing toilet paper. Although, maybe not at this house sit. We're not sure. But we are definitely more conservative. Didn't we talk a lot of toilet paper last time? So we won't do it this time. But it costs this much. Ding! Alrighty, now camera girl, look at all this vinegar. Look at all this vinegar. This is insane. Why do we have 3 gallons of vinegar? She's not mic'd up, so she can't say, but we're house sitting, so we're taking care of some pets and whatnot. And one of CG's duties is to take care of the hummingbird feeders. So she's going to use this here to clean the hummingbird feeders. Plus, you always buy a bunch of vinegar wherever we go because, I don't know, she uses it for cleaning and whatnot, and I think she gets some sort of joy from vinegar. I won't throw this on the floor. Oh my gosh, look at this here. Are you expecting us to have a lifetime supply of dirty clothes? We're not going to use all this, right, in the next 2 months. But it's big. We won't have to think about it. She got the same kind of detergent. We try to get the same kind of detergent that people use. Like when we do a house sit, we try to duplicate the same stuff that the people have in their house. We don't want to use their supplies, but if we have anything left over when we leave, we want them to be, something that they'll use. Plus, we assume that it's the kind of stuff they want in their machine. But look at this. And this is how much we paid for this.
Amazing!
So it's quite a bit. Olive oil, look at this here. If you go to the little tiendas and the mercados, you might not be able to find exactly what you want. So I got this at the special store. Now this here, boom, especially in San Miguel de Allende, because this is a high desert. My skin is parched. My whole body's parched. And maybe this will help. What's up with this? We got hippie deodorant. How much do we pay for that? And this is our second thing of hippie deodorant. Lavender vanilla, is that what we had before? It sounds like it wouldn't be great, but it's actually pretty good. And I'm hardly using it at all. And you got aluminum free because it's easier to clean the shirts. So, if that's important to you, if you find that you have a lot of deodorant caking on your clothes, Camera Girl has done a lot of research and she's tried all different kinds of things because she does the laundry. And she's very happy with this here. And I'm very happy with it. Maybe I'm a hippie. Anyway, we did the same thing with toothpaste. We got healthy toothpaste. We pay a lot for this stuff. You can go to like the dollar store and get like 99-cent Pepsodent or something like that. But it's better if you pay more.
We're old.
We're old. It's an investment in the few years that we have left. What is this? Oh, soap. Don't you have a bunch of soap already? You can never have too much soap. Beans. Look at this here. Now, we get this at Gil's Tienda. We get this at other tiendas and little places around the thing. And I think I paid 19 pesos or something for these, or 18 pesos. But at the Grocery Spectacular, I think I paid 15 pesos or something like that. So it was actually a little less. And we are pet sitting, so I got these little bags for pet poop. There's plenty of bags here for poop, but I like to do my own bagging. And I don't want the people to come back and have their bags depleted. It's my way of saying thanks. I handle the poop all on my own. What is this? We've already got one of these. Didn't we just buy one of these? Hummingbirds. If you have dirty hummingbirds, like a couple of dirty hummingbirds fly up that need good scrubbing, right? Camera Girl scrubs hummingbirds. So there we go. And she got spices. We try not to use people's spices. I mean, we do, but with a house sitting is fantastic. We don't have to pay rent. We don't have to pay utilities. We do have our responsibilities that you're supposed to do. You want to take care of the home and the pets and blah, blah, blah. But you do, the great thing about going into a home is that there is everything you need really is there, compared to an Airbnb. But you don't want to abuse the situation. We're going to be here for a couple of months. We'll use a lot of spices. So I don't want to use all their spices up. So we're buying a little bit of spices, and this is how much do these cost. Ding! Already Head and Shoulders. Look at this, for 2 months? Camera Girl is just...
It was the smallest they had.
She says it's the smallest that they had. And I'll believe her. What, another scrubby thing? Hummingbirds. Oh, there's a couple of few things. Here's the fish that we got. Holy cow. Look how much I paid for this. Ding! That is a lot. Now, we could have got less fish, but look how big these pieces are. And they got skin on them, and I love skin on salmon. In fact, we got a cooking channel, and I've got a recipe video where I cook skin on salmon, and I'll put that down below if you want to know how to make delicious skin on salmon. But holy cow, look how much I paid for that. That is 835 pesos. I'm not sure the exact amount, but right off the top of my head, I would say that's probably, it's not 60. Ooh. It's close. It's like $50 maybe. Amazing. I mean, it's a lot, but it is 1.336 kilograms, is it? That's metric, so that doesn't mean nothing to me. But it's a lot. Because these pieces are so big, I'll be able to cook them. I'll be able to cut them in half. So we got 4 really big pieces here, but this will be 8 meals. And like I said, we're in a high desert. We're in San Miguel de Allende. They got sushi restaurants around here. But I'm not eating at a sushi restaurant in a high desert. I don't even like to buy fresh fish anymore. When I go to the grocery store, they had plenty of fresh fish, or they had plenty of fish laid out that was thawed in the little fish case or whatever. But I don't know how long that's been there. I like to gamble on the frozen fish. I figure hopefully they caught it and then they froze it pretty quick. But maybe they didn't even catch this. Maybe this is farm raised. We didn't really think about that. But anyway, we got some fish because fish has been hard to come by. The last thing we got was some fancy butter. They have butter here. This is the kind of butter that came with the house sit. Sin sal. And
they'll have that.
But Camera Girl would rather get the most expensive butter on the planet.
No.
You're telling me this wasn't pricey?
It was pricey.
It was pricey. In fact, the price is this. Ding! So, that's pretty much what we got at the fancy grocery store for 165 bucks. I mean, groceries are expensive. I mean, I was shocked, coming from Ecuador where we were last year and then going back to the U.S., when inflation was crazy. I mean, groceries are high. And here in San Miguel de Allende, if you want to go to a fancy supermercado, you're going to find similarly priced items. But let's push all of this big box grocery store stuff out of the way. And now we'll go to what we bought, or what I bought today at Gill's, which is a little tienda here in Guadalupe, which is a very interesting, fun neighborhood in San Miguel de Allende. We've spent a little bit of time west or south or east. I don't know the directions of that area. And then we were down by the bus station for a little bit, and we spend a lot of time. We go over to the other side of San Antonio, where this big fancy market is, and some other places. So we spent a little bit of time in a lot of different areas of San Miguel. And the Guadalupe area is really nice, and one of our favorite stores is Gill's little mercado there. And do they have prices on the produce and stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons we like it. When we go to the mercado, they don't have prices. And so, I don't know. It's nice to see prices. So I'll go over what I got. Now this is one thing that I got there that I told camera girl I wasn't going to get this stuff anymore. At Gill's, they have pastries from La Marura, which is a really, I don't know, I like their croissants. So you really aren't going to find this stuff at a lot of mercados, but at this one you can, at that tienda. So how much did I pay for that? Those are 45 each, blah, blah, blah. So this is 90 pesos, and that comes to, ding, 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 ding. I don't know how much. Six-ish? Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds right. $3 a piece. Probably a little bit less, but man, these things are really good. I tell you what, being in San Miguel de Allende is not like being in other areas of Mexico that we have been in. We have been in much more Mexican areas. I don't know if that makes sense. San Miguel de Allende is very Mexican. There's a lot of Spanish here. And there's a lot of Mexicans here. I mean, it's sort of known as a kind of a gringo area in Mexico, but I think the gringo population is only like 10%. But still, the gringo influence is pretty omnipresent. So even though it is a very Mexican area, our Spanish has, my Spanish has suffered. My Spanish is worse than when we first got here because I put more effort into speaking Spanish before we got here. And then once we got here, don't really need it. Now here's something I bought at Gill's. Now usually I don't carry eggs this far. But I had got some the other day at a little tienda around the corner. And a lot of times when you buy eggs, they just give them to you in a little sack. And you're just carrying a bag of loose eggs. Sounds crazy, but that's how you do it. So I bought these today because we needed some eggs. We didn't really need them, but I thought this would be a good opportunity to buy these eggs. But what I was really interested in was this. Just a little egg crate carton thing, because now I can put this in the fridge, and when I buy eggs from around the corner, I'll have an egg holder to put them in. And these eggs are this much. Ding! Alrighty. And then I got a couple of onions. I got some limes, and I got some aguacate, some avocados, and that's it. Because when we went to the big store, we got our non-perishables. We got all the big things that are maybe not going to be as easy to find. Like it's going to be hard to find the hippie aluminum-free deodorant at a little local tienda. But we got all of these non-perishables, in one big haul, and all our produce. Now we probably won't have to go anymore to the big store. Now we'll just get our produce and our meats and whatnot from the little local tiendas where it'll be nice and fresh. And the cost for eggs, croissants, limes, avocados, and onions is 239 pesos. I'll put this information on here. And just to give you some kind of idea of what you can spend in Mexico on groceries. And I'll put up a few other receipts, from other trips to the groceries. And maybe before this video comes out, I'll have some other ones that I can put up too. What else did I get? Oh, I bought these here. There was a lady, by the side of the road who was selling some stuff. And so I just grabbed this here. I said, ¿Cuánto cuesta? She said, 25. And so I bought these. And the camera girl asked me what's in them. And I said, I don't know. Because I don't know. So we'll have these later and we'll see. I'll figure out what's in them. But I'll probably nuke these a little bit. Because I don't know what kind of journey this food that I bought on the street has been through. And I'm a little nervous about street food for some reason. My system feels more sensitivo. I'm just getting older and older and it's making me more timid. So we haven't been eating as much street food. We haven't been as much of a risk taker out at the markets and whatnot. But this has been our experience. And I think it's going to be kind of a typical gringo experience for people that are coming to San Miguel de Allende. Because, it's mostly older, retiree, snowbirdie type people. And we're not getting too far away from that ourselves. So this might be stuff that you buy and this will be what it costs. So that's it. That's our little grocery video. We got a restaurant video that I'll put up at some point, and we're going to do some more budgety type videos to cover our general costs. But this is just give you some idea of what groceries will be in San Miguel de Allende if you're living the way we're living. Thanks for watching. Check out all our videos. We got a couple playlists down below. There's a house sitting playlist if you want to find out about house sitting. Like I said, I'll put that salmon cooking video down there. Like, subscribe. We got a Patreon down there if you want to buy us a cup of coffee. Look at this here. Oh man, I'd love a cup of coffee with this. Ding! But that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future. Bye-bye. Alrighty, that is it. Click, subscribe, review, share all over the global internet sphere. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time on the Slowpoke Travel Podcast.